Okay, in this video, we are going to dissect chemistry on a 7.4 and 7.5, which, in case you're wondering, yes, I am in the dark. In any case, we do have to dissect 7.4 and 7.5 of chemistry honors. So enjoy me on this nighttime stroll as we will go over a lot of important concepts. So 7.4 and 7.5, well 7.4 at least, focuses on covalent bonds. Covalent bonds actually are easier than ionic bonds because there's less confusing stuff to memorize. First of all, the amount of nonmetals that you have is a lot less for covalent. My teacher actually wound up yelling at me because I wound up counting all the nonmetals, and when you factor out the ones that can't bond, and I did not include any noble gases just in case, you really only have hydrogen, carbon, nitrogen, oxygen, fluorine, phosphorus, sulfur, bromine, selenium, bromine, and iodine. You really only have 11 nonmetals. There's a lot of math that goes into it. In the end, I got to 55 combinations. That might be right, that might be wrong. You can correct me about that in the comments, but it's not exactly important. However, the way you have to express it is different. So the first word is going to stay the same. If it's only one, you don't use a prefix. Otherwise, you need to use a prefix. The important ones you're going to need to know: di is 2, tri is 3, tetra is 4, penta is 5, and hexa is 6. I don't think you're really going to need to know more than 6, although you probably do for certain compounds. I just didn't memorize them off the top of my head, and they're not going to be the most common. But if you get something like C4H10O, then yes, you would in fact need to know that that what it is. I'm pretty sure 10 is deca. 10, I'm pretty sure is deca. I'm not sure about the 7, 8, 9, but that's not that relevant. But the second one, you go into, of course, do the same as always, where you drop the last prefix and put the I in, and then even that, for the one, you do need a prefix. It would be mono in that case. If you have 2 vowels, then in most cases, you drop that vowel, like it's carbon monoxide, not not carbon monoxide. The exception is I. Di and tri, you keep that I, even if it's iodine. So, if you have like hydrogen iodide, hydrogen, or something like, like sulfur diiodide, yes, you would have the 2 I's back to back, because that's how it works. Also, no, that's actually not true. That's actually only true for acids. And in case you're wondering which goes first, it's in almost all cases the one with the smaller electronegativity goes first. However, NH3 is an exception to this, and I haven't done that much research into why the nitrogen comes before the hydrogen, so I have to do more research into that. That's throwing me off a little bit as far as ammonia goes. So yeah, that's a little bit annoying. So now for the acids. Acid. So something is an acid if you have hydrogen in it, covalent bond, and it's dissolved in water. In this case, hydrogen actually will carry a positive charge. And the way you can determine how many hydrogen atoms you have is is what the charge of the negative substance is, So as far as it goes, if you have hydrogen and then one other substance, that would be, your, you drop the last syllable, and then add IC, and then you would add acid. So like HCl in an aqueous solution, hydrochloric acid. HBr in an aqueous solution, it would be hydrobromic acid. What I do want to draw your attention to, though, is phosphorus and sulfur. Because if you have like HP3 in an aqueous solution, that's hydrophosphoric acid. HS2, that's hydrosulfuric acid. We don't drop the N there because that just like not sound as professional. It just wouldn't. Speaking of which, is it no, I'm phosphorus and sulfur and regular covalent bonds. I'm actually gonna get confused on. It shouldn't be too important, but then again, this is 5 points. So if you happen to get it, I don't know if you are. But now for the regular, now for the other ones, how they're going to work? Well, you need to go to table E and look up your polyatomic ions. If you have hydrogen with a polyatomic ion, same rules apply, but you don't have a hydro in front of it. So whatever that acid is, if it's ATE, drop it, put in IC, I'm pretty sure. And then if it's an ITE, you add in OUS, or that could have been, I'm pretty sure ATE goes to IC and OUS goes to the other thing, but again, I could be incorrect on that, so I would appreciate if you fact check me on that. And it's just that kind of thing regarding you like phosphate, phosphoric acid, and something like that. I will admit, acids and all this stuff is very confusing. And given how strictly this test is going to be graded, given how mean it's going to be graded, not that I'm trying to stress you out, but this is going to be one of the most brutal quizzes of the year, and the test is going to be even more brutal. So, considering that Unit 4 builds on 5, and considering that Unit 5 builds on Unit 4, and Unit 6 builds on Unit 5, and Unit 7 builds on Unit 6, it's imperative that you get 4, 5, and 6 down, especially 6. You need to know what kind of bonding is going on in order to succeed at any of these problems. And it's going to be a mix of you having to determine the charge and you having to write out the charge. So it's going to be interesting. And I'm probably made like 10 mistakes in this video. Obviously, if I make 10 mistakes on the quiz, I am getting a 50 on it. So I should probably study, and this should be a bit of a warning for you too. You should probably go ahead and start studying this now. By the way, in case you actually like this video being in the dark, I would recommend watching this over again, because you are rarely going to see content on my channel that is filmed in the dark. You're just not going to see it very commonly, where I actually film a video in the dark. So if you liked what you saw here, I would recommend just keep playing this video over and over again, because again, it's going to be one of your very few opportunities to see what it's like walking around at night. Speaking of night, I have to do 14 hours and 35 more minutes of driving at night in order to take my road test.